Hey guys, it's Jonathan here, and we're back playing F125. We're driving as the Ferrari of Lewis Hamilton around Spain for the Spanish Grand Prix. Our teammate just ahead of us, Charles, up in 6th. We are sitting in 8th, and we are separated by the Spaniard of Fernando Alonso. And then Carlos Sainz has out-qualified us as well at their home Grand Prix. Again, we're starting at 8th. Let's get right to it. Alright, 5 red lights. And away we go. Really good launch. Just about the only car on medium tires. Everybody else on the soft compound. But a great launch from us. And we'll keep it tidy into turn 1 here. Leclerc on the outside of Carlos. Can he make the move? No, he cannot. Whoa. Leclerc backed out of it. We almost came together. And so we're at 1 position off the start. And it looks like we've got Max at the 2 McLarens. Yuki's running in 4th, so he's doing excellent. Sainz up in 5th. And then the Ferrari 6th and 7th. With Fernando looking still for his first points this season. We want to keep ourselves in the DRS, the cars ahead. As long as we could do that with our medium tire, we should be okay.
We can now use DRS. DRS now available.
We'll use our overtake to keep up with Leclerc. Not really making any inroads on straight line speed. We're just using the default setup, just default, right in the middle, balanced setup, and like 105 AI difficulty. I've always kind of just used...
Watch out for understeer in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as quickly as you can. Push, push.
I've always used the default setup for offline racing. I feel it doesn't create the most balanced, but it just creates a good challenge. Again, the AI, they're just faster than me in the straight line, so we will have to save our battery and use it kind of all in the straights. Also be mindful of the on-throttle oversteer. And then the understeer too. I mean, there's quite a bit of dirty air, it feels. At least, that's my excuse.
For now. Everything's looking good.
I wouldn't worry about the tire condition either after 2 laps. Although I assume it is scaled to ×4. Keeping up with Leclerc just fine right now. But yeah, every year in the F1 games they do a really good job with the immersion factor being very, very immersive, just from the details, all the drivers, all the tracks, all the logos. They do a really good job with that. They always do. The handling's still a bit of a mystery to me. Still a mystery as it was in 24. But at the very least, it feels a little bit more refined. So that's probably the only benefit there, I would say. And there does seem to be some dirty air effect overall. But it is largely the same. Yeah, as 24, which is disappointing to me. Honestly, it is disappointing. But for what it is, again, an accessible racing game, it's not bad. does the job it is trying to do. Still seems like DRS is absolutely king. If you don't have it, then you have no chance keeping up. And for the cars that do have it, they can't get away from each other. And that's also not helped any by the way that the AI drive. They don't really take any space from each other. Of course, Alonso's fallen out of DRS, so that's good for us. But when they go to battle, they stay side by side through the corners often, or even for like half a lap, and really lose a lot of time instead of, you know, trying to overtake. And just leave so much room to facilitate side-by-side racing, which we know side-by-side racing is fun to watch, but doesn't really exist in F1. It's not really even allowed in F1. F1 has actually regulated side-by-side racing out of F1, the way the rules are enforced. But we're keeping up with 4th place this battle pretty well. Carlos under pressure from Oscar. And I think Carlos is very vulnerable right now as he's lost DRS from ahead. And another pretty decent lap. We're going to be coming in about 3 laps here. We will be coming in again for the soft tires. We've kind of got an alternate strategy here from the rest of the field. We'll see how it plays out. So Oscar completes his pass on Carlos. Let's see if Oscar can do anything with the clean air. Not a huge gap to the Red Bull ahead. Maybe he can close it. Feeling some understeer there. We're still pretty much comfortably in 7th, so 2 seconds back to Alonso. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, man. Just small oversteer there. And it always happens right when I'm checking the leaderboard or something. Just bites me.
Okay, we're approaching the pit window. You're going to be on softs.
Damn, you're doing a good job too. You're actually sitting very pretty there. I used up all of my charge to make sure we stay ahead of Alonso and minimize the damage. We're not too far out of DRS range though. So we'll catch up here. We should be okay. Honestly, I'm thinking, what if we were to pit at the end of this lap? Would that be too early? And we're not scheduled until about lap 9. Oh, that curb unsettled. Oh, that curb unsettled.
Okay, focus. We need to stay on form.
I just got to get my force feedback settings right or something. I have no idea half the time what the car is doing. Alright, so we just make a lot of tiny mistakes, but
The car ahead is a second a lap faster than you.
only because I'm screwing everything up. I will make the pass. We'll get back up in the 7th. Piastri and Leclerc going wheel to wheel. Leclerc does not have the preferred line though. Use just a little bit of overtake, what we have left. We're still going at it. Still side by side. Can Leclerc get the position? And he does. Wow, I actually didn't think he would. Leclerc up to 5th. After all that, we're back up in the 7th. And with DRS as well. Let's come into pit. Why not? Maybe do the opposite of Piastri.
The Ferrari driver's stopping now. We're going to box this lap and push hard on
The Ferrari driver's stopping now. Which one? So Oscar came in. I was getting ready to come in. We're going to pit this lap then. Alonso's still keeping up with us. But now Leclerc not being held up any. Maybe we might still be able to put in some fast laps here. Limit the mistakes. This is a pretty good lap for the tires that we are on. Just trusting that Leclerc was still there. I mean, we have the name tag. But the view is completely blocked out.
Remember, box this lap. Keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach and make sure you don't speed.
Perfect. And button 2 is... Yeah! Let's go.
Okay,
Like how...
Go, go, go. Perfect job from you and
Yes.
the crew there, mate. We're
Really good
delighted
job.
with that.
2.4. So not bad. I like how there are no like 2-second stops in this game.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres.
Let's say who's coming. It's Piastri and we're ahead of him. So we do jump Piastri. Now he's on the slower compound of the medium tire, but in theory has the faster car. So who's going to be the tiebreaker? Is it going to be me or is it going to be Piastri? Let's see. If we put in a really good lap here, would assume Charles is pitting as well this lap. Here he is. So some minor mistakes on the medium tire earlier,
Charles is in for his stop now.
but we've really cleaned it up here. We're gonna have Piastri on our rear wing
Okay,
with
gap to the car ahead,
DRS,
0.8 seconds.
and we are ahead of our teammate. Here comes Piastri. We're gonna have to hold it around the outside, late on the brakes, and we are later than him. Sainz still ahead of us. Norris occupying that final podium position. Makes me wonder what the running order is. Is it really a 1-2
No issues with tyre wear for now. Keep
for the
taking
Red
care
Bull?
of them.
Did Norris come in early? Why is he on the hard compound? Alright, we're just outside of DRS range. We're going to have a really good final sector here. I think we got it. Awesome.
The car behind is dropping back by about 3/10 a lap. Well done.
It actually is. We do have the gap to Piastri. Sainz still fighting for that podium. But he didn't have a go at Norris at all there, so we'll see what that battle looks like if there is one. See if we can join it. And maybe spoil it. Sainz at the podium in his home Grand Prix, finishing ahead of the driver that took a seat. The storyline there writes itself. Just outside of range. I'm really trying to push here and save battery in the final sector. Which, maybe if there was still the chicane, it would be a little easier to do. We're in range.
The pace is strong, but be aware these tyres need to go the distance.
And they're battling up there for third. Yuki dropping back. He's actually going to lose a position. Lose the position to Norris. And now Sainz is going wheel to wheel, looking for that podium position. And we're right up behind Yuki as Sainz makes the pass. Oh, the dirty air. Unreal. Oh, I swear I shifted. It didn't shift. Hopefully nothing's wrong. Again, we gotta go to battery saving mode. No way. Again with the oversteer. And it's just so sudden and catches me off guard. I have no battery charge. Once again, Piastri not far enough alongside for room anyways. Looking to close the gap up to the Red Bull. I have no battery charge to do so with. Just trying to regain some charge here. We have 3.5 laps to go at this point. .2 away from Yuki. Dang, we are so close. We're much better in the final corner than him, it looks like. But we lose so much time on the straights. Oh my gosh. Have to defend our position against Leclerc. Piastri just blows right by us on the straight. Dang, I was really eyeing a podium there. I really was. Now we're just not trying to fall too far behind the Red Bull. In order to maybe finish fourth, but then we drop fifth to Oscar and just trying to charge the battery here. Alright, we're not going to let Leclerc pass us here. We're not going to let him battle. No, sir. Oscar really closed the gap up to Yuki. Got stuck on the curb. A bad turn in. Alright, now Oscar's gonna go for a move on Yuki, and oh my goodness, look at her teammate, Charles Leclerc. DRS versus DRS. Again, we're just more aggressive under the brakings. This is the final lap. We're in 6th still. Man. We may not get Yuki. This Piastri gets by, and we'll drive off into the distance to finish 4th. We're a second behind Yuki, so if we had one more lap here, we could really think about it, but we gotta at least charge some battery in case we can close the gap. Max wins. And we'll come across the line here in 6th place.
Checkered flag.
Not exactly.
Yeah, this wasn't meant for us, but thank you so much for the hard work.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds about right. Tough day.
It's another victory and a champion's performance from Max Verstappen.
And they led every single lap of the race. It was a light to flat.
Only 3 can take to the... After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the excitement of Formula One.
Yeah, not bad. We finished 6th. We overall gained 2 positions. We finished ahead of Leclerc. That was a pretty decent race. Make some small mistakes here and there. It's interesting how Carlos Sainz finishes on the podium and holds everybody off. I think it's mainly just because Yuki fell down the order and held Oscar up just long enough. But this was a good race. It wasn't too bad. Let me know if you want to see more of this type of thing. It's not necessarily what I'm best at, but I do still enjoy a good old F1 race. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.